Converting an Excel file to a CSV file is very simple and easy to do. Watch as I demonstrate. Open Excel and then open the file that you want to convert. Once the file is open, go to the menu bar and click on File and then select Save As. Another window will open, and at the bottom of the window in Save As Type, click the drop-down box, select .csv, delimited. Now give your file a name and click Save. Another window will pop up telling you that the .csv format is not good for workbooks. Click Yes. When you close Excel, you will get a window asking if you want to save your changes. Select No and Excel will close. You are done converting an Excel file to a CSV file format that can be imported into the dialer. To import a phone list, open the Power Seller icon and then click the Phone List Manager button at the bottom of the screen. Once the file is open, there are three tabs at the top of the window: the View Dialing List tab, the Import a New List tab, and the final tab is the Agent Settings tab. Go to the Import a New List tab. Notice that there are two buttons at the top, the Step 1 button and the Step 2 button. We will use both buttons during the process, but let's start at the Step 1 button. Click the Step 1 button now. A window will appear asking if you want to import a new phone list. Click Yes. The Import Phone List Now window will now be displayed. At the top of the window, the Select File Type option is displayed. Variable text record should be selected. If it is not, click the drop-down box and select Variable Text. Now click the Browse button to select the file to be imported. In our example, we will select the sample file, but you may be selecting a file that is anywhere on your computer. Once you have located the file to import, highlight the file and then click the Open button in the lower right corner of the window. The first couple of records of your file will be displayed at the bottom of the window. This section is called the File Preview window. Click Next to continue. In the File Preview section, your file should look similar to the file here in the tutorial. Each record is broken down into columns, or what are called fields in computer language. If your file is not in fields, you may need to adjust the separator character or the string delimiter at the top. If your file is in the proper format as this sample file, click Next. This part of the import is called mapping, and it's the most important part of the entire process. The top of the window is called the target fields, and at the bottom of the window is called the File Preview section. The first step is to map the phone number field. In the target field section, click Phone 1 in bold blue font. Now click the field at the bottom that contains the phone number. In this sample, the phone number is in field 7, but your file may be different. Once the field is clicked, it will turn blue. You have just mapped the phone field. Now let's map the other fields. Click First Name at the top, and then click on Field 2 at the bottom. Go back to the Target field area, click the Last Name Target field. Now go to the bottom and click on Field 1. If your file has the first and last names together, we would recommend importing to the Last Name field or the Contact field. On the right side of the window, scroll down to the Address 1 Target field. Click Address 1, and now click Field 3 in the File Preview section. Continue the mapping for the city, state, and zip fields. Once you have mapped all the information that is needed, click Finish to start the importation. Once the import is finished, you will be back on the Import a New List tab with your file showing. Use the scroll bar at the bottom to move to the right to view the entire file. If you did not import the file properly, start over by clicking the Step 1 button. If your file is correct, you are ready to begin the next step. Keep in mind that this will be much easier the more you go through this process. The Step 2 button does two different actions. It first scans the list and looks for duplicate phone numbers, and while it scans the list, it will also delete records that do not have phone numbers. It's important that the dialer remove these records because it will confuse the dialer if the phone number field is empty. So click the Step 2 button and wait for it to finish stripping and removing duplicate phone numbers. When it is finished, a window will appear and ask you to create a name for this list. The maximum length of the name can't exceed 10 characters, and you can't have any spaces or punctuation marks in the name. Let's name this file testlist5. After entering the name, click the OK button. You have now completed the process of importing your phone list. To view the file that you've just imported, go back to the View Dialing List tab. The new list will be displayed on the left side of the list window. Click on the list and your list will appear at the bottom of the window. Use the scroll bar on the right to go up and down, and use the scroll bar on the bottom to go left and right. When you are ready to dial this phone list, click the big arrow located here to move the list to the active dialing list. Click the arrow now. A window will appear asking if you want to replace the current dialing list. Click Yes. A second window will appear showing the location of the current dialing list that has been backed up. Click OK. The last window shows the path of the current dialing list. Click OK. Your list will now be displayed at the top of the window, the active dialing list. This is the list that will be dialed once you close the phone list manager and open the dialing software. This concludes the training tutorial on how to import a phone list into the phone list manager.